Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Welcome indeed. Welcome indeed.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk. And we've got a premier guest tonight, I should say, from one of the top metal detector manufacturers in the world, based here in Texas. And that sounds like I might have a little feedback, Jeff.
I don't know. I don't hear any feedback. I know the internet's kind of.
Oh, it's always early.
Yeah, it is always squirrely. I don't hear any feedback. You're kind of in and out a little bit, but internet is as internet does.
Yes, it is. It sure does. And I turned my sound down a little bit, so I'll just talk a little louder. So I guess I better get started.
Yeah.
Okay, my friends, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk guests and members belong solely to the guests and members, and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Vaughn.
That is true. That's a mouthful.
And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
We are going to endeavor to do our best with that. And I think that everybody that is watching tonight is in for a very rare treat. Our guest tonight is just, I don't know what else we can say about him. It is a bastion of quality, if you will. The thing that I really, really like about this company and these people, and they're made in America. It is one of the very few great American companies that are out there. And this company is 100% red, white, and blue right down the line. And they make quality products. They have nothing but quality people that represent them. And we're just really, really happy as we can be to have them on the show tonight. Don't you think, Phil?
Absolutely. I guess they would be one of the first families in metal detecting manufacturing here in the U.S.
I think so, yeah.
And we always talk about educating our members, and Charles Garrett did that always because he always wrote books. And I have his biography, I guess, that his wife had sent before she had passed. But what a wonderful family and exciting story. If you have time to read that.
Yeah,
So.
it's an amazing story, and you need to take time to read that and anything else you can find out about this company, because they were there when the metal detecting began to surge, and they continued to be there with innovation and education and just top quality products.
Absolutely.
You don't have problems with Garrett products. That's all there is to it.
You don't, and if you were to have a problem, their customer service is like tops. They just
second.
Yeah, they just are, because I've had people say, "Oh, it didn't work," and boom, they sent it out another one immediately. There was no asking about it, but it was right out to them. So
yeah,
their products are the best, and I love selling their products in the shops.
And, that's because you can sell it with pride.
Absolutely.
I think we probably need to bring them on here, don't we?
Yes, for sure. We're talking to them.
Well, it's really easy to talk about these guys because they're so great, and everything that they've done. But with us tonight, which I don't think he makes a lot of appearances, but we got him. So we're very, very happy. And we're going to introduce to you tonight Vaughn Garrett. He is the Garrett in the Garrett Manufacturing. And of course, Steve Moore, the marketing manager for Garrett, whom all of you know and love. So let's bring him on. There's Vaughn, and there's Steve. Good evening, guys. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
We're good.
We're doing awesome, and
Yeah.
I think we
Hey,
might have
I'm proud
lost
to be
one.
here.
He might be frozen.
see
I think the internet
Steve
is
there.
kind of
Yeah,
squirrely.
the internet is just
Be
squirrely
here. Thank you
always.
so much
but,
for inviting us. This is great.
Yeah, there he is. There he
Oh
is.
no. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. We certainly can. We
Well,
certainly can.
let me take you back to 1964. Can I do a little time traveling?
yes, please do.
Can
Sure.
I do some time traveling?
Yes, go ahead.
Garrett Metal Detectors is now 58 years old, and I'm 58 on Thursday, so I'm as old as Garrett is.
Nice.
Very good. I
When
think
my
he
mom
keeps
and dad
freezing on
started the
us.
company, which was um, when my mom and dad started it in 1964, the rules they would live by, and one was to make the best metal detectors at a reasonable price, and the second rule was to provide the best customer service, bar none. And those are the rules that we still live by today.
Absolutely. And as someone who what happened?
We lost him.
We lost Vaughn. Come back.
He didn't
Vaughn.
make it to 58, I guess.
That's me.
He was so close.
He'll be back.
But his points of make the best metal detectors, affordable metal detectors, Garrett, is just and best customers service. They just are. So I'll tell you that, Steve. So
Yeah, Phil, and as you kind of mentioned, the biography of Charles Garrett, that was something that he worked on for a long time, but then just never quite finished it off before he passed. But that was a passion of Mrs. Garrett, and she took it up, and she decided we're going to get the story out of myself and Charles and the whole company. And as Vaughn was starting to say, it's just a proud American legacy of how Charles and Eleanor started in their own garage. And as Vaughn alluded to, he was just a little baby back in those days when it was all getting started. So maybe if he's got his connection back, he can jump in and talk about what it was like as a young boy with his dad and mom starting up this fledgling business here in America.
Can you hear us, Vaughn?
Yeah. Am I on?
Yes,
Yeah,
you are.
go ahead. Jump right in.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, well, that is really good news. I don't know where we jumped off ship, but I'm back on board.
Well, Steve was telling us a
I
little
would
bit
say
about
that
your
my mom
dad.
and dad, when they started, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Vaughn.
When my mom and dad started the company, they had two rules to live by. And they said to build the best metal detectors at a reasonable price and to have the best customer service in the industry. And those are the rules that we still live by today.
It shows. It shows in every product you put out. It shows in everything that you do. It's nothing but quality and customer service. That's what Garrett stands for.
Absolutely. And
And
I started.
And I'll add one more rule to that, and that we will always be made in America. It's been our pride since the company was founded that our metal detectors are always manufactured here in the United States. And it is with pride that when I give factory tours, that I show the customers our assembly lines that we actually manufacture and assemble our metal detectors right in Garland, Texas. And it's a joy and with pride that I can walk people through the company and say, here it is, made in America.
How many people do you have working on your manufacturing line?
The quantity of people kind of varies by the time of the year and the peak seasons, but it could be anywhere in a given year between 250 and 300 employees total. So, we were kind of blessed, even with the pandemic.
Yeah, right now it's 300.
Yeah, whereas, the security side may have slowed down a little
it's
bit
300
because
people right now.
there were no concerts, there were no football games or any of that going on. the hobby side just took off because people found, hey, we can get outside and social distance and go look for treasure. And so I think a lot of new people probably jumped into the sport of metal detecting during that little 18 months or so, the first part of the pandemic. So I guess that's the luxury of having a dual-sided business, if you will.
Absolutely, that's a fact. As I know in the treasure hunting side, our
So
business.
the 300 that we employ are our employees, and that's not counting. It's not counting dealers or distributors. That's employees. We're at 300.
Right. Yeah, it's impressive. I know in the autobiography book, the picture in the back of your staff is kind of huge. So I was very impressed with that, with the size of the photo with all those people.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of people.
It's a great American success story because it started with 2.
That's right.
Yes.
And now it takes a really big camera to get the whole crew.
Coordinated effort, and it seemed. When I started working full time for Garrett, which was it was February 2nd of 1987, we had 60 in 87. So, we've been putting on, and we've had gradual growth, a steady growth since the company was conceived back in 64.
Right.
Well, it's when you put out a quality product that does what it's supposed to do, and you help to educate the people how to use it with the people that you had as influencers, then it's not a surprise to me that you have grown as big as you have grown and are still growing. I mean, you come out with top quality detectors to meet the need because you listen to your customers, and that means a lot.
Yeah, and then of course we have top quality dealers out there in
Absolutely.
Florida and all over the world that know what they're selling and know the products, and that just helps to keep the customer happy if they know what it is and what it does and what it should do.
Right.
A well-educated customer is going to find more treasure and be more successful and happier in the long run than somebody that buys some little cheap product off the shelf and has no clue what to do with it.
Right. Yeah, if you put a detector in the person's hand and let them feel it and get to touch it. I know at our shop we stock the ACE product, the ACE 200, 300, 400, the ACE Apex, the AT Pro, the AT Max, the C100 Mark II, the Pro Pointer AT, and the Pro Pointer Z-Link, just to name a few. And I find if I put them in their hand, that people pick it up and they just like it and they say, this is easy. I can do this. And they're light products, are not real heavy. Now, I don't stock your like ATX, but I have sold a few of those because where I'm at in Florida, people aren't using those to do what we do here. But
Right.
I have sold some that people are going out to Arizona and they wanted to use a Garrett product to find gold nuggets, so that we can get it for them for sure. But they're exciting products and they're easy to use. So I'm happy to sell.
Yes,
Garrett.
they are. Well, we listen to our customers. Like our Apex detector, that's customer driven. We ask our customers what they wanted to see. They wanted to see lightweight. They wanted to see a rechargeable metal detector. They wanted multiple frequencies. We listen to our customers and incorporate their ideas into our products.
Absolutely. And I know I have already got plenty of questions, and I'm going to start with some of those. And I know one I get all the time is, when is the waterproof ACE Apex coming out? Because I know people just are chomping at the bit to get.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something we've heard about, and we always have projects in the pipeline, as you'd say. So we were well aware of that desire out there. But I should say we did announce something just a little while ago, as a matter of fact, this evening, kind of a new specialty series of detectors. And if you missed it, you can jump on the Garrett.com website or go onto our social media. But we got a famous outdoorsman, a guy from Duck Dynasty named Jace Robertson, and he has lent his name to a signature series of detectors, including the AT Max and the Apex. And being the hunter and all that he is, it's a special camo dipped version. So it's got that rugged outdoorsy look about it.
Mhm.
It comes with a couple of goodies, such as a Duck Commander duck call. And if you watch the little video clip, you'll see Jace kind of talking about, why would I need that if I'm not into duck hunting? But he's got a good reason to have one of those kind of for fun. But the main thing is he has a new series coming out. And so he wanted a couple of detectors that were different, something that he could use on the show. And we said, okay, we're happy to work with you. So next month in June, he's got a show called Duck Family Treasure. Now, if you watch Duck Dynasty, it's going to have a similar look and feel, and kind of the craziness and the adventures they get into. But it brings in the treasure hunting and the metal detecting aspect also. But you'll see his brother, Jeff Robertson, their buddy Murray Crow, who is a very dedicated relic hunter, detectorist. And then other people like some of their wives and Uncle Si and some of the other crazy characters.
Gotta have Cy. Gotta have Cy.
You gotta have Si to have that show, have it be good. But yeah, it was just a natural fit to do some camo versions for Jace for his show. And of course, we're going to offer them up to the customers that like that kind of stuff. So check it out on our site.
Oh, you betcha, because that sounds to me like it's a perfect fit, because Jace he's non-pretentious. You know, some of these people get really pretentious, but the Robertsons are non-pretentious. They are what they are. They're good old boys from Louisiana, and you know they don't. They're not smoke blowers. You know what I mean? What you see is what you get, and they use good stuff. Like their Duck Commander calls are top of the line. You know, it's just. And so it's a good fit with Garrett, because y'all are top of the line, and they're used to that kind of stuff. So I think it's a great fit.
Yeah, he came down to the shop to take a look at it before he went forward with us to do anything. And he said it's important for me to know where these things are made and what this company's all about. And he kind of found out his dad, Phil Robertson, was a similar story to Charles and Eleanor Garrett, just starting a small business right here in America. Let's see what happens if we start selling these things we're passionate about. And he found a lot of common ties with that. But, they're, like you said, they're just good people. We were one of our trips to Louisiana to talk to them. They said, well, let's get a bite to eat. We jump in the trucks and head over there with him. And we end up over at the house. And there's Miss Kay, and they're cooking us a homemade lunch, and like we were old family or friends. And that's just the kind of people they are, really down to earth.
That's nice, and it's nice that you guys always get the best people to represent your products. And we've had King George and Ringy on the live stream before, and they're excellent. I know I've met them in person. Super guys, super funny, and I guess that show really boosted the AT
It's
Pro.
like the AT Max.
Yes, an AT Max. It just made
Jace
that product.
like the AT Max and the Apex, and those two detectors are camouflaged.
Well, that's going to be killer. That's going to be absolutely killer.
Yeah, you talk about KG and Ringy. I mean, they go way back. In fact, they were kind of friends with Vaughn, and they both had a video making background. And maybe Vaughn can talk for a second about how he came to get to know these kind of crazy guys.
Yeah, how'd you do that, Vaughn?
He may not want to admit it.
Man, that was at the very beginning of social media, because KG and Ringy were making their own videos, and they were crazy, and he asked me, Ringy asked a look at one of their videos, and I helped him kind of put the polish on their first episode, help him tighten it up a little bit, and we became good friends, and then I said, hey man, we'll provide you with metal detectors and gear and Garrett caps and all that, and we'd love to have you swing our coils and put our detectors on your episodes. And their episodes were called Extreme Metal Detecting, EMD. And so we got in with KG and Ringy on the ground floor on their EMD series, and then they got picked up by Nat Geo, which was totally awesome. And so we were on board with them when they made national TV.
Yes. And I know when that show was
And they're good
on,
friends.
yeah, when that show was on, I would have to have 8 AT Pros in stock at all time because they would,
Diggers.
yeah, Digger's TV show just drove sales through my business.
Well, think about it,
I
Phil.
was
Many
amazed.
people came into the shop with you and said, I saw this show, Diggers. I want the detector that they use. I know when I first saw it, I thought, these guys are lunatics, but I liked them. And I used to stop, I'd record it and then I'd stop it. So I'd be sure to see exactly what kind of detector they were using. So the first detector I bought was an AT Pro.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely. I do have a question
Yep.
here, and I'm going to
And
kick
it's
this
the
one out.
AT Pro that they use most of the time.
Yes.
And the AT Gold.
When they first started, they used the GTI 2500, and then they started using the AT Pro, and then later on the AT Max.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question here I want to kick out real quick, and this is from John Brantley, and he says, "Will Garrett use any of White's technology?" And for the folks on the stream who don't know, Garrett bought White's metal detectors. I guess it's been about a year ago, or a little longer.
Yeah, I guess it was,
Yes.
during the second half of the pandemic, if you will, that, unfortunately, White's just did not survive it. But, Mr. White and Mr. Garrett were friendly competitors back in the day, and they knew each other well.
Right.
And, Vaughn could probably speak to the fact that the Garrett family kind of decided we'd rather the rights to that company stay with an American company versus go abroad, and Lord knows what might become of that company and its name. So we did retain the rights to their trademarks and the ability to build some of their products. And this past year did come out with the Goldmaster 24K, probably, not as perfectly suited as you'd like for the beach, but it does have the ability to get out there and really deal with fine gold. So those folks that are into prospecting, it's a premier machine to get out there, Arizona, Nevada, Australia, out in the Yukon. And it's done well. It's done very well, and we're proud to have brought that one on board with us.
Yeah, it is. I've seen it, and it looks like a White's product. Of course, it has a Garrett branded, and some of the battery holders will
Yes.
work for older White's products, so that's a good thing. I
Right.
know some people are going to be happy about that. But and I get this question all the time on the White's TRX. A lot of people love that particular product. Any plans of doing anything with that?
At the moment, we're going to push forward with some other Garrett products. We've got the Camo detectors we're building out right now, so we can start shipping those this month.
Yeah.
And we're following up with some security projects and some other new hobby projects in the hopper. But immediately, I don't see any other Whites on the short-term horizon. Everything, as they say, is possible and being evaluated. So, stay tuned on that front.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you don't want to let the cat out of the bag. It's always best when you have everything done correctly and released.
Yeah, I might get in trouble with Vaughn over here, so I got to be careful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Vaughn, we're talking about.
Yeah, we're working on newer technologies.
Well, you take
I'm all ears.
What the marketplace demands is what you guys continue to deliver, and and when it comes out, it's
Yes.
done. It works, and it's exactly what is needed. It's none of this. Well, got to go back to the drawing board stuff. It just never happens with Garrett.
Yeah, and part of that's just the product
Yes.
development process. We always work with some key people behind the scenes to run things through their paces. I'll go out, the marketing team will go out, we'll do some testing, but we'll call upon some people that are veterans in that genre, like with the Goldmaster, for example. We didn't just put it out again. We refreshed its look a little bit. We had a couple of veteran prospectors really work with it and make sure we had it right. It was tuned in, dialed in. And that's a normal part of the process with any of these. So
Well, that makes a difference, and it shows. It really does. It
Yeah,
shows
and it
because you
took
just
longer
don't.
for us to revitalize that product than we originally thought. I mean, we weren't able to just turn it around and put a label on it. We went back and did some redesign on it and to improve the coil as well. It took longer to do than we thought.
Okay, cool. Well, I've got some questions here, and Jocelyn is on Facebook. So if you have a question on the live stream on Facebook, Jocelyn will hand that to me. But this one is from John David, and he's a friend of the show and also the Blue Spade Society. He said, "My father bought his Garrett in the 70s, and I have it, and it still works." That's something to brag about. My question is, what is your
Yeah.
go-to machine and why? Because you have access to many. So what is your go-to machines? Both of you.
Well, for my part, when I started working there with Mr. Garrett, he always said,
well, my go-to, mine's,
go ahead, Vaughn.
Go ahead, Vaughn.
Go ahead.
the sound is cutting out so badly. I don't hear you, Steve.
What's your go-to machine, Vaughn?
Well, I'll go ahead and chime in. I have two go-to machines. One is the Apex. I love the Apex. It's light and zippy and very accurate. And I found a little gold bracelet out in front of a house that I detected. I've detected many times before with an AT Pro and with regular aces, and I never detected that little gold necklace, but I did find it with the Apex, and that was just about 2 months ago. So the Apex is my go-to machine, and my second one is my AT Pro that I've had for years. I like to go to it too. I like the sound of it.
And you, Steve?
Like I was saying a minute ago, once Mr. Garrett told me I need to get out there and, learn the products, learn the people and see what they want. I've always made a conscious effort to learn all machines. Back in the early days, I had the 1500, the 2500, I think the 750, 1350, the Sea Hunter, Infinium, just a wide variety of machines. So you can say I put in time on all the machines currently make, have made in the past 15 or 20 years, I guess. Currently, probably most all you're going to find me running kind of like Vaughn at Apex or AT Max. I try to go to the beach at least once a year down in Florida. And those are two staples that I'll bring. The Apex is dead quiet down at the edge of the salt. And if I'm going to get into the edge of the water, I'm going to get the AT Max, of course. But, pretty much every year I go down there and finding some jewelry, some rings. And for me, it's being out there. I love being out before dawn or long after dark when it's kind of quiet. You guys know, the beach, it's just your time. You just put in the hours you want. You just enjoy being out there. But those two machines for me tend to bring up a lot of good stuff. I've done some diving with the Sea Hunter. It hadn't been diving much in the past few years, but that's always a great machine for the deep submergence. But those are probably the two go-tos at the moment.
Now, when you guys get a new detector, do you find it hard to, like I do myself, I find it hard to let go of my old detector and use the new technology, the new learning curve? And I'm sure other people have the same issue. Do you have that too?
Yeah, you put in the time on whatever's new, one, just to learn it, and be able to speak intelligently about it with customers because they're going to have questions. And if it's their first machine, in my case, I need to know it as well as somebody else that's just learning it. I think back to the, I guess it was the 300 and the 400 when those were coming out. We took them out to Virginia and went out to the fields where, I might have really wanted to have my AT Max or AT Pro, but took that 400 out there and dug mini balls. I dug a really cool gold gilded Virginia cuff or coat button. That was a fabulous find with any machine. And it just, proved to me that it's easy to use, it's lightweight, but it also has the power to find stuff. And, it proved it to me that a beginner or somebody that's even not a beginner can find good stuff with even a Ace 250 or something that's not the top of the line, but is built well and gives you good, target intelligence while you're out there.
Now, I have a question. Do you guys still manufacture the Ace 250?
We make a number of machines. Some of them sell overseas in other markets. For the mainstream dealers in the U.S., we try to pare down the line to where there's not too much out there. But you'll still find some of those in different places out there where people don't want to let them go.
Yeah,
but we have replaced the 250 with the 300, the 400, and then the step below that, the 200, all of which have the 2-digit digital target ID.
right.
Which is kind of something our customers are asking for instead of just the notch pixels, to see the numbers and learn more about the targets they were hearing. So I think that's helped the learning curve on some of the newbies out there.
Yes, it has. And I have people still ask for the Ace 250. And then, of course, I show them the 300 with the upgrades that has. And they're happy with the Ace 300, you know. But I just am amazed that people still come in the shop and ask for Ace 250. And
well, I think it says a lot about the legacy of a really quality detector that Mr. Garrett and his engineers came out with, that it still has life today.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just simple to use, and that's what the people are looking for. And it's lightweight, and they just want to go out and have some fun, and that's a perfect detector for them. But the 300 has upgraded features, so they're happy as can be with the digital display of the 300. Because I know for me, I'm wearing glasses. I had a hard time seeing the little square on the screen, but
yeah, we all have these as we get older,
yes,
you know.
as we get older, we're wearing glasses, and the 300 is an excellent upgrade from the 250. So I just was wondering, because people are always telling me, "Oh no, I got a 250 new," and I didn't know if that was older stock or what that was. Oh, it looks like we lost Vaughn again.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. There he is.
he's cutting in and out.
Yeah, he's kind of like a specter.
We're going to get him to 58 yet.
Sorry about that, Steve. It must.
I didn't catch any of that. Did you, Phil?
No.
No, I'd say if you guys want
I'm
to
sorry.
continue on,
I
with the
can
next
only
question,
hear
then
about
just
every.
keep going
So
forward.
I'm trying this together.
Somebody said, now this is interesting. I don't know who it is from Facebook. It said their first detector was a Garrett Coin Commander, and he still has it and it still works. That was quite a while ago, wasn't it? A Coin Commander?
Yeah, that's quite a while ago, but it's amazing how these
I'll
things
tell you
hold
guys
up.
that,
We had a machine just a week ago.
I
was going to say we had one that somebody shipped in about a week ago that they had, and still in immaculate condition. And it was I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it was a late 1960s model, one of the silver tin can Garretts, and you can still turn it on and it works. So it's amazing that that's held its value or held its shape for, I guess, 50 years probably, you know.
Yeah, my brother has an old green Garrett, and it's called the Discriminator.
Yep.
Now, how old is that one?
Yeah.
Well, I think Vaughn was trying to jump in and say something a minute ago. I may have cut him off.
Vaughn, how old is the Garrett Discriminator?
Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me okay, I wanted to mention that my.
Whoop, he's gone.
We lost him.
We lost him.
I'm going to say the Discriminator probably goes back to the 70s, Jeff. I'd have to go back and look. I've got a book at the office where I keep all the models and what year they came out. And if I was at my desk, I could tell you the exact year. But it's amazing. And it's ironic. You talk about the old the green metal can style Garretts. That was the first metal detector I ever tried. And this is probably going back to the 80s. It was one of my cousins had one, and he let us try it out and beep around, find some coins and all that. And then years later, my cousin still had that machine, and he brought it back up to Garrett. I'm like, that's the same one that I learned how to metal detect, probably a late teenager or whatever. And he still had it in good working condition and wanted to trade it in for, I think it was an Ace 250 at that time. And we're like, yeah, absolutely. You know, that's a piece of history.
Yeah, it's a piece of company history for sure. That's awesome. It's always neat when someone brings one in the shop.
I wanted to mention that my dad was in the Navy for 4 years, and he believed in using military spec components in the detectors. And so from the very beginning of a detector design, he specified military spec components so that there would be a long life for that product. And so we can continue the robust design through all of our inventions.
Secret to long life.
That's right. That is it exactly.
Can
right.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, Vaughn.
All right. Well, Phil, did you have another question you were starting on a minute ago, or?
Yeah, this one we've talked about already, but this is, I like Tom's statement here. He says, Tom Becker said, I heard Garrett is updating White's gold
It was
prospect.
back in the 70s when, yeah.
Go ahead. All right, well, I'll jump back in here. Tom Becker said that I heard Garrett is updating the White gold prospecting detector, which you guys have and have released, and it's a good unit. He was asking if you were going to update other ones, and he said you have a great company and product. So I just wanted to kick that out. That's what our members and friends say about the Garrett products. And it's a bummer tonight that Vaughn dropped out again.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
internet.
I guess he's got some internet problems or something, but yeah, we definitely appreciate the loyal White's customers. And like I said, the White's family and the Garrett family knew each other well. And we will keep in mind the desires of a lot of those folks that want to see some of those come back around. And if it makes sense, we'll look into it. If it doesn't make sense, we'll look forward with the next new Garrett.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, gotta make sense.
I know I always ask every member, every guest, if you found a gold coin, which you've already told us that you found gold coins. Has Vaughn found a gold coin?
Not that I know of, but I know that he went on a lot of adventures with his father back in the, I guess late 70s, 80s, even 90s. I know he went to Egypt. He's been to England, Europe. I know Vaughn was with his father when they found Roman coins, but he's back on now. So, Vaughn, they were asking, did you ever find a gold coin when you were detecting with your father over the years?
No, I didn't find gold. I found silver. I found 2 silver Roman coins in 1976, treasure hunting with my dad. And we were in England, west of London at that time. Those are my 2 best finds, would be Roman coins.
Roman silver coins. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, I've got another comment on here, and this is from John Waldrop, and I already know the answer to this one. He said, White's had a fantastic digging shovel. I would love to see it re-released. Well, Garrett has already re-released that shovel and kind of topped it because it's got the sheath and it's an awesome shovel. So if you're looking for a shovel, John, Garrett has re-released that shovel.
Yeah, we kind of did a different twist on it, just as we did with the Goldmaster. We kind of came out and put the black color on it, but just like it had the whites kind of engraved up on the upper handle, we put the Garrett on there.
Yes.
Extended it a little bit more, made it pretty narrow, put some nice teeth on there. I dig the yards. I want to make a small plug when I dig a yard, but then I also want to carry that shovel to the forest, and I'm the one digging through the roots and trying to bust through stuff. And having a little bit more teeth in it, I can literally saw through the roots with that puppy. So, yeah, I love that shovel.
Yeah, you guys just released a new, along with that shovel, a real nice pouch too, the Garrett pouch.
Yeah, especially made for water hunting. I've used our Camo pouch quite a bit, and I would end up taking an ice pick and jabbing holes up to the bottom of it, and you had water kind of pouring out of it like a sieve. But with this one, it's already kind of holy and meshed. Some of our friends up at Anderson Shafts, they've got some nice pouches, and I've seen some of those and hunted with Pete and the guys up there, and really love the way some of those work. So we decided to put that little technique into one of ours, and of course, make a holster on the side to hold your pro pointer.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and even if I'm just hunting on the dry beach, I just throw everything in there by the handful, and it kind of shakes out all the sand and the dirt. By the time I get back to the cabin, a lot of my finds kind of clean themselves, you know?
Yeah, it is called the all-terrain pouch, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so it's a perfect name for it. Garrett all-terrain pouch. And that's been a popular seller at the shop. That one has been, for sure, because you can use it, like you said, in the water or dirt hunting. So excellent product.
Well,
It's
Phil,
also,
how many requests do you get for the old camo pouch that used to come with your AT Pro?
Yes, that's still a
People
popular.
are still using those.
Yeah, they use that pouch.
I've
They
got
won't use
both,
anything
but you know,
else.
some of the times you do these organized hunts where they have a silver hunt or a token hunt or kind of a speed hunt, if you will. And I'll just grab handfuls of dirt that has a coin in it, whip it in the pouch, and just keep on moving, you know, because the goal is to dig as many as you can, as fast as you can, to get more tokens and get more silver. And you don't have to worry about looking to see what's in there. But by the time you get to the end of the hunt, it's kind of shook itself out to where there's not much left of the coins and the tokens, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the way to do it in the seeded hunts.
Yep, it's sifted it out.
Yep.
It has done that. We just got a question. Jocelyn told me, and I know the answer to this, but I'll let you guys talk about it. The gentleman's asking, does Garrett repair older Garrett detectors?
Vaughn?
This guy has a GTA 5.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand the question.
He's asking, does Garrett repair
See, my
older
sound is
detectors?
terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously we've got a full repair department,
I'm sorry.
Phil. And in so much as we have the components still available, we will make repairs. If nothing else, they will take it in and evaluate it and let you know, yes, we can fix it. And if so, what the cost would be. If it's really old, something going back to the 60s or 70s, it may or may not be able to be repaired. But we make every effort, and we do keep a back stock of parts. But, you know, like with anything else, there's a point where
Yes.
we either have it still or we don't have it, you know.
Right. He's got you said a GTA 500?
Yeah.
GTA 500, would that be one you could work on?
It's very possible. What I would recommend is just have the person contact Garrett customer service tomorrow during regular business hours, and they can check with one of the repair and warranty techs, and they would know really quickly if they have the parts to fix it based on what might be wrong with it.
Exactly. Right over the phone, you should get an answer on that.
Yeah. This comment is from Chuck Martin, and I know Chuck has got an Ace Apex, but he said, when I bought my AT Pro many years ago, and I think that came out in 2010, didn't it? The AT Pro?
Oh, man, it was 2012,
Yeah.
10, somewhere in that window, yeah.
He said, I got Steve Moore's instructional DVD
Yeah.
with it, and I really helped with the learning curve.
Yeah.
I love my AT Pro. So he's still using that one. I sell AT Pros
That's
today,
good.
and people just love that product. They love its waterproof because we're in Florida, and
Yeah.
even if you're not water hunting, you can get in a lot of water, can't you, Jeff? You still there, buddy?
I'm here.
You know, we have
Yeah, the
pride
rain-
on training. We pride on training with the AT with all of our detectors. Back in the mid '80s, I pioneered video production training and included a video production video tape in every metal detector that went out the door, and that began our customer support by doing video productions mid '80s. And so, yeah, when Steve came on about 2000 or 2002 or whatever, he started to become the person to do the live training on camera and with social media. And so it's something that we always try to do is educate our customer through video production and social media.
Yeah, and you still do that with YouTube now, because now with YouTube you can post videos, and your customers post videos on how to use a detector correctly. So it's an impressive medium that we have. Right?
Yeah, it reduces the phone calls to our customer service department. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with some of our more recent machines like Apex, we've kind of learned, and Vaughn went to school for video production and, learned that mastered it. And we would make full-length training videos. But as you mentioned, people have a short attention span these days, and they want quick answers. So with Apex, we started cutting them up into little bitty short segments of how do I ground balance my Apex, or how do I notch out a target? And we started making little 1 minute, 2-minute short videos and put those all up on the web. So when they get out there in the field, they grab this guy, type in there, how do I do this? And got a little quick to the point video to get to what they need to know. But that's not to knock the full length training videos. They're there, but people want immediate answers. If I have something broken at the house, I'm going to jump on YouTube, look up, how do I repair this,
Absolutely. I've done that so many times that you just second nature. That's what you do. And looks like Jeff's got the banner rolling. We're about to give something away, aren't we, Jeff?
I think we are. Yeah, I think it's going to be a brand new Garrett Apex. That's a killer machine. That is a killer machine. The one that's kind of set everybody's hair on fire, wouldn't it?
Give it away.
Yes, absolutely. And there's different coils available for it now too.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's something, you got a Viper coil for that too, don't you, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original version we released with the Viper coil.
Yep.
And
we have 4
that's
coils.
just a nice little. It's wide, it's the full length 11 inches that you would have on the bigger double D coils, but it's narrowed up, which I love for getting into tight spaces and working through yards and doing some relic hunting. But then we also began releasing it with what we call the Raider coil, the 8.5 11, the wider footprint. It's going to give you a little more depth out there and cover more ground at the same time. But I like them both. When I go with my 18 Max, I've got to where I put that Viper style coil on that guy quite a bit. And I love the separation that thing gives me out there.
Yeah, you get used to a certain coil, and I tell you, you just don't want to get away from it, do you? Because it just finds so much stuff for you, and the separation,
Yeah, different coils for different techniques. We had a lot of people wanting a bigger coil. There's a lot of aftermarket coils for different brands, including Garrett. So we stepped back last year and came out with a big 14-inch Reaper coil, and we made it for Aces, Apex, AT series. And that's a wonder, especially out in the big open fields or where you have that tall grass. And that thing will really get you some depth and get you into some areas where you wouldn't be able to detect very deep with a smaller coil. So right coils for the right application.
That's right. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. A Garrett product for a Garrett detector. They always work better that way.
For sure.
So what we did, we are giving away Garrett Ace Apex tonight, courtesy of Vaughn and Steve, and we thank them very much for that. And what we had to do is on Facebook, everybody had to enter, and on Treasure Talk YouTube and Twitter, everybody entered, and we had well over 500 entries. So what I've done is I've compiled all the names and put them into my random name picker, and I have the name of the winner and some alternates. Now, you had to use the phrase Garrett, a great American company, because that's exactly what it is. And they're made right here in the USA, and they are one of the few great American companies left in this country.
Thank you.
So you had to use that phrase, and I picked the winner's name. Now you will have 3 minutes after your name is called to either text or Facebook Messenger to Phil or myself with your name, and then you add that you are here. Then what you must do is you must email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com your name, address, phone number, and all your information. That way I can forward it to Steve or Vaughn, and they can get your detector out to you if you win. So get your fingers ready, because it is now 10 minutes to 8. At 7 minutes to 8, we're going to go on to another name if you haven't answered. So, Kimberly Kramer, you are a winner of an Apex. You've got 3 minutes, my girl, to text or messenger Phil or myself.
All right. Congratulations.
Go, Kimberly. Go, Kimberly.
That's right.
Well, she's got to call in.
Tune in to win. So, Somebody says happy birthday, Vaughn here. Is it your birthday today, Vaughn?
It's Thursday. It's May 12th.
May
Thank
12th.
you.
Well, happy birthday early then.
And I'll be 58. And thank you. And the company is 58 years old as well.
Very, very good. I know I've got a birthday coming up, and I'm not telling anybody. There've been too many of them. Well, they're not never enough, but you know what I'm saying. It's kind of some days you feel like there's been too many of those things.
Jeff, you're still really young. Hey,
Yeah.
I've got a question here from Chuck Martin, and I know the answer to this, but I'll let you answer it. He's asking, are the coils interchangeable from the AT Max and AT Pro?
Yes, on the AT series, all the coils are interchangeable. And as we try to note on the website, there are some variations such as Apex coils, even though it bears the name of ACE, they have the multiflex, multi-frequency technology in those. So those are not interchangeable. But the Reaper, the Ripper, the Viper, the Raider, all the other great coils available for AT Pro, you can pop those things off, put them on your AT Max. I've always got a variety of coils in the back of my pickup, and they're absolutely interchangeable within the series.
Right, and they'll go in the AT Max, the AT Pro, and the AT Gold.
Correct.
Since they're AT, they'll work on those series.
And they'll go in the Camo series also,
yes,
on the brand new Camo AT Max. So hang on to that extra coil.
Yes, so for your AT series, all the coils were interchangeable for sure.
Yes.
And then the ACE series, the ACE 250, 350, and 400, and 300, 200, they're all the same. But the ACE Apex is different.
The Apex is different. So if you have a 6.5 by 9 inch coil on your 250, it will not go to your Apex because of the multi-frequency, the simultaneous multiflex frequency technology.
Yeah. New technology.
So check your phone, Phil, and see if Kimberly texted you.
All of our coils, they have labels.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Let me hit my phone. Okay, let's just make sure.
Did she call in?
No, I don't have it.
Okay, we're going to go on to the next name. Kimberly was not in attendance tonight. So what we have Mr. Scott Bird. You know the drill. Scott Bird. You got 3 minutes, my friend, and you won an Garrett Ace Apex.
All right. Go, Scott.
Well, we should probably also mention to Kimberly, although she did not get the chance tonight, she has a second chance. Vaughn, isn't there some other way she could win an Apex every month?
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yes. If she can send in a favorite find of hers, we'd be glad to take a look at the favorite find submission of her favorite discovery that she's made anytime now or in the past. She can submit that entry and we'll review it. If we find that she's our favorite find, then she'll win a free Apex detector.
Wow.
And
that's awesome.
And I wanted to make a quick little note here. This is the book called Favorite Finds. It's a 10-year collection of my favorite finds sent in over the past 10 years. And these are images that are sent in along with a story. And the contest has been going on for about, 13, 14 years? It's
yeah, I think so.
perpetuating every year, and it's the world's greatest treasures. The world's greatest treasures are found by Garrett customers, and they send in to us images and a story about their great discovery. And it's just a joy every month to review all of those finds. And then I select my favorite, and then they win a free Apex. So it's a win situation.
That is outstanding. That is outstanding.
And we get to look through a lot of those in the marketing department, in addition to Vaughn looking at them. And there's people, I can tell you just from my experience of looking at those and doing stories for the Surfer newsletter, there's people that have been submitting year after year after year. And, don't give up. Vaughn may pull you 1 month, he might this month, but we appreciate everybody that sends us in every month.
Yeah. Now, how often do you print that printed copy of it, Vaughn?
Well, the book itself was done, I guess a couple of years back now. We don't have any
3 years
upgrades
ago.
to it at the moment, but it's possible
It's a
down the road we
collection
may
of
do a
10 years
revised
of
edition one
finds.
day.
Yeah. If you get more quality finds that you want to reprint the book, because I know that's an impressive book for sure.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a collection of 10 years of favorite finds. But we're getting a lot of really good stuff lately. The detectors are going deeper and they're finding newer treasures. I mean, going like another inch deeper represents another century. So there's a lot of finds, especially European finds, back from the Roman times. Like a customer sent in recently 54 Roman coin in a hole that he found. It was in Ukraine, and he got a favorite find. Depth of treasures has made new treasures in this.
Yes, indeed. Well, Scott Bird must have had to jet out for a little bit, so we're going to give one more try, and that is Ricky
I want to
T.
mention something
If you are
here.
in the house, you are the winner. Text me or
Come on,
Phil.
Ricky. Come on.
Ricky T.
Ricky T.
Ricky T.
We lost Vaughn. Vaughn fell out.
Uh-oh. But he'll be
Call
back.
Steve Moore. I'm here. I'm in the house. I'll win.
Yeah,
I'll take
I
it.
always want to get my name on the list, but
Yeah.
they won't let me do it.
No, it won't let
Bill
me.
Meyer, come on down.
I would be there. I would be there in a heartbeat. So, because I'd like to win. I'd like to win something, especially a Garrett Ace Apex.
Yeah, you talk about the Apex. Down there, it's a great machine with some of those modes, like the salt mode. And my daughters have detected a little bit off and on when they were younger, but the two older girls, they're out of the house, they're grown. But while we were down in Florida back in March, my daughter came down with her boyfriend, and he had never metal detected. So we took him out for kind of a crash course on the beach. And I did not set it up. They were behind me, and I heard them hollering, and they dug a ring. I go over there and look, and they had a silver ring. And they're like, "Is this really a ring?" I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome. That's incredible." So Jacob and I, my son, started down the beach for hunting a little bit. They're, Dad. I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "They got another ring." I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." Within about 2 feet of each other, they dug 2 silver rings. And he was an honest to goodness first timer. And Emily is a part-time, every once in a while detectorist. But that just shows the power of that Apex out there.
Yes, it'll run nice and smooth on the salt, and I've had customers that just love it.
We have a question from Diggin' Canuck in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Wants to know, is the Camo AT available in Canada?
Yes, it will be. We're just announcing it tonight. It just went up about an hour ago, and we will begin shipping orders this month. There will be, on the website, you'll notice 2 different part numbers for the AT Max. There will be the standard US version in camo and the international version in camo. And the Apex, of course, is a global version. It has a coins mode. It has an international coins mode. So there's one version of the Apex, but the camo is something people have wanted for a long time for Garrett to do. And we thought about it, but when Jace approached us, it just kind of made sense. So yes, there are international versions of AT Max for sure.
Cool. Well, you know what's going to happen? A lot of people are going to set them down in the woods, and they won't be able to find them again, man. They're going to have to buy a couple.
Yes, we hope so. We hope they lose a lot of them.
Hey,
We
Jeff,
have our winner.
Just kidding.
Jeff, we have the winner. And Jeff, can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, we got him.
We got the winner.
Yeah,
It's,
and so
and I
if we
didn't-
came up with a pro winner, you really lose the lows.
Who is the winner when you call
the winner was Ricky T.
How about Ricky?
Yeah.
Did Ricky lose that number?
Yes.
No,
No, Ricky
No.
had that number.
He's got the number, but I
I
didn't
got the
realize Ricky T is Rick Tumbleson.
Yep,
And, I know he's going to be happy for his ace apex.
he better be.
Yes,
If he isn't, we're going to snatch him bald headed.
yes, we will. So yeah, he's a loyal fan of the show. So he sent me, texted it over. I'm here. I'm Ricky T. I know him as Rick
Me
Tumbleson.
too.
So
That's a good
Rick-
thing. Rick, he always covers all his bases. I'm surprised. he hasn't
Congratulations,
tried to
Ricky.
yeah, so
Good on you.
he's a happy winner for sure.
That he's a lucky winner. Yes, indeed. He's going to love that machine.
Yeah,
Love
especially on the
that
small
machine.
beach. For
So
sure.
we heard back from Ricky.
Yes, we did.
He's a winner.
So we heard from Ricky.
Yes,
we did.
Yeah. All right.
So he's-
Congratulations, Ricky.
Yeah, he's happy. He's jumping
Go
up and
out
down
and make
right
a favorite
now.
find.
And I can
Okay.
already tell you, Vaughn, that his wife is telling him that's her machine.
That's how it works, right?
Detector, yes.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll run nice and smooth on the beach, and
Share and
And,
share alike now. Come on.
yeah, they're going to have fun with that. So it looks like we're at that time, aren't we, Jeff?
We are indeed. We are out of time.
So for
I
the
tell
folks who didn't win the Garrett Ace Apex, they can surely call me up tomorrow and get it ordered, and we'll ship it out to them, or they come in the store and get it. And I'm sure they're going to be happy with any Garrett product.
Yay.
For sure,
Oh, yeah,
especially Ace,
without a doubt.
Ace Apex or the
we're-
AT Max or the AT Pro.
We are proud. We're so proud to give away a detector. And I want to say that Garrett has always supported the local community and the clubs. And we've supported club hunts for all of 50 years, going back to GPAA, local level, giving away all kinds of Garrett items, caps, detectors, coils, pouches, you name it. I mean, we've always donated generously to metal detector clubs.
That's right. Garrett's always there. Always there. And you can always count on Garrett for a quality product and an honest response. You can't want any.
We love our
better than that.
customers.
Yep,
Absolutely.
that's right.
Well,
Yeah.
I wanna-
We love our customers.
absolutely. So I want to say thank you to both of you, Vaughn and Steve, for coming on here, for giving away the detector on the show live. And I want to say
Welcome.
thanks to Jeff and also to Jocelyn for handing me the comments and questions. And I think I'll let Jeff say something.
Okay, thank you. Well, we want to thank you, Steve and Vaughn. It's just, we really appreciate you taking time out. I know you guys have had a long day. You probably hadn't hardly been home from the office at all, but we really appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. We love that you gave away one of your top quality detectors. And, we just can't emphasize enough how much Garrett is appreciated. And not just in the hobby, but in the other products that you make for all the airports and stuff like that. You are truly a great American company, and we are very, very proud when we get to utter the name Garrett Metal Detectors. And Phil's proud when he has them in his shop, and he always knows that when he sells a Garrett, he's selling quality.
Yes.
And he's not going to have any problems with it. So we just can't thank you enough for spending some time with us tonight. I know that the people all around the world, and we do
You're
go
welcome.
all around the world. We've got people Australia, Canada, England, and those people are staying up late to watching us. And now that you'll be getting some orders from them, I'm sure. So we want to say thank you once again. And we apologize if our internet was not the best tonight, but those things happen. So we say thank you. Thank you for being a great American company and keeping things made in America.
Thank you for
very
having us.
welcome.
We appreciate it, and we wish you guys the best.
All right.
Thanks very,
Proud
very
to be
much.
here. Thank you. We
Thank
wish you
you
the
very,
best.
very much.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to say
All right,
good night
Good night.
and happy
All right.
hunting and
Thank
dig
you.
deeper.
Happy
Take
hunting.
care.
Dig deeper, everybody. There we go. Garrett Metal Detectors.
That's it.